We've got a dozen copyright cases about AI making their way through the courts. At the same time, people are divided about the risks and benefits of regenerative AI. Is copyright law heading into a crisis? This is Beyond the First. From the basement studios of WSOE at Elon University, this is Beyond the First, a podcast where we explore the intersection of media law, ethics, and real-world impact. I'm your host, Israel Balderas. In this series, we're diving deep into the legal and ethical dilemmas shaping the media landscape today. Each episode, students from my media law and ethics class will join me to discuss pressing issues from free speech controversies to the evolving role of technology in journalism and entertainment. Now, you know, this is not going to be a lecture. I hate lectures. It's going to be a conversation, a space to engage in candid, thought-provoking dialogue about the laws that shape our communication and the ethical responsibilities that come with it. For our very first episode, we're tackling a topic that has dominated headlines and legal debates alike: copyright, AI, and the ethics behind content creation. You know, as artificial intelligence revolutionizes how we generate art, music, journalism, and even film, legal and ethical questions abound. For example, who owns AI-generated content? Should AI tools be trained on copyright material? And how do we balance innovation with fair compensation for creators? Joining me today, I've got two amazing students, Trey Holmes and Carina Kaplan. Trey and Holmes, welcome to the first episode of Beyond the First. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
I'm doing good, too.
Yeah? Are you nervous? This is the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a guinea pig going.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
A guinea pig. Come on. I'm not that bad. I know my my reputation here at the School of Communications may be one of toughness, but in front of the mic, I got to tell you, I feel good about this. I'm going to start with you, Trey. What got you interested, first of all, to want to talk about copyright and AI?
Well, I'm a film major, so a lot of copyright has to do with like film, I feel like, or like the creation of new things. So, but one thing that really got me interested in copyright was I love listening to music, and like as a film major, I listen to music and I kind of like I envision how a song would go in like a certain like movie sequence or like what would happen. So I was always kind of interested in like kind of like a music video, almost like how like music and like film can kind of like oversect and create like something new. But I was always scared about getting copywritten from like taking people's music.
Afraid that someone's going to put you in jail or like copyright jail or something?
That I probably won't make money off of it because I want to do YouTube.
Carina, what about you? What got you interested in copyright and all things AI and what's happening today?
Well, I've always had a passion for art, and even though I'm not majoring in it or planning to sell or like make a business out of art, it's still like I want to share it, share my ideas, and it's like I've heard that social media platforms have been training AI on copyrighted or or works that they have not received permission to. Even though it's like in terms of service, it feels really sketch for them to just like take art just by proxy of artists using a platform that helps get them exposure, helps set up their own business just by proxy of like posting on such mediums of communication. And also, when I went to Los Angeles, I know that they were recovering from the fallout of the writers' strike, and that got me interested in how popular culture and other media that shapes our collective consciousness will be changing in the next few years.
Yeah, and that's interesting because you said you were in L.A. Elon University has a program, a semester-long program called Study in L.A., right, or Elon at L.A., and you were there when they were doing the last SAG-AFTRA contract. And I remember when that was happening that the big talk was, will AI replace movie stars and the writers and the editors? And it seemed to me that the contract itself, what they finally agreed to, it was a warning, right? That AI is coming and it is going to impact Hollywood. And then you look at it now and you see that AI and AI creation is impacting how not only we get entertainment, but how people put it together, right?
Yeah. I think ultimately with AI, it's going to come down to a matter of resources and lowering barriers of entry. So, like independent films, I think it's just like how quality has gone up over the years, like with video games, and you see the graphics having more polygons and whatnot. I think that it's going to allow what is considered a standard game to be more readily available for independent creators, but also I think it's going to challenge those studios with more resources to come up with something that's never been done before in order to compete in the market. Because I know that AI trains on what's already been created.
Right. And which that leads the question, Trey, in that is the training of AI, right, a violation of someone's copyright? Is that copyright infringement? Because, as we were talking about the other day, there's so many cases out there that are asking this question. There's no legal case that we can point to right now, but certainly the way the courts answer this question will dictate how strong or how irrelevant copyright law will be in the world of AI.
You're asking me if I think it's ethical, like that it could like
ethical, legal. I mean, you are a creative. Are you worried about a world where AI can just take under the, famous fair use doctrine?
I am a little worried. I think like ChatGPT and the other ones like Grok and Meta, I think it is. I think like those for me are a little different because the Meta and Grok, like it takes our data, like kind of what you were saying like earlier, how you think that like social media is just a platform to like reach and get out to people, but it's like it's kind of not. Like I feel like they're almost like lying to you in a sense that like the terms and agreements are so long and it takes so long to read and no one really does. So like by them making it so long and like having more friction for you to understand what you're actually signing, I feel like it's a little unethical for them to kind of just turn around and be like, hey, we have your data now. We're going to make things with our AI and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. And Carina, I just found out this morning because somebody told me about this. I went on LinkedIn this morning. I'm pretty active there. And someone told me that what LinkedIn did a couple of months ago, it might be already a year, if you scroll down to data privacy and then you go down to if your content, right, data for regenerative AI improvement, it was on actually when I went to it. So it was an opt-out, not an opt-in. So all the things that I have put in LinkedIn, including my articles and my pictures, has all been used to train AI, and they never asked my permission.
I wonder if there's a case for like a class action suit against the government for not providing oversight on AI policies. Like, I mean, we know that I feel like it's general knowledge that people don't read the terms and conditions like with a fine comb. And also, I think there's like a language barrier in terms of all that legal talk within the terms and conditions. I think that it was the government's job to provide safeguards. Like, with the airplane mode, it's like it does all the conditions in order to fly on an airplane for you with the click of the button. I think that should be like the standard ease of use.
Yeah. And it is in Europe, right, under the GDPR, privacy rights are much different than here in the United States. And to your point, Carina, these are the headlines today coming out. This is a Reuters article. Microsoft's LinkedIn has been sued by premium customers who said the business-focused social media platform disclosed their private messages to third parties without permission to train regenerative artificial intelligence models. So certainly people are thinking along the lines of you. Look, these issues are concerning for the consumer, right?
Yeah. I was also thinking, like, in a hypothetical, let's take away the factor that you're training AI using copyrighted work. So is the problem really that misery loves company? That life isn't fair because people are now seeing that there is way too much of an exponential closure in the barrier to entry in certain fields. So is it a matter of that people cannot reconcile that they had to work hard to master the skills, but now suddenly there's like this exponential jump within a lifetime that suddenly others can do the work that you did, that you took years to master, but in a fraction of a second?
Yeah, and we were talking about that, Trey, earlier, because she says in our lifetime. I mean, you all are the generation where artificial intelligence came about in your college careers, right? I mean, this thing has blown up in just the last 2 years. The first time I was talking about AI in the classroom was in the winter term in January of 23. What has it been like for you to experience from your first year to now your last year as you're about to go into the job market? How did AI on campus impact you?
I would say that like at first, it impacted me because it kind of took everything I knew and just kind of threw it out the window. Like, I mean, I don't know about you, but in high school, like not all I did, but in English class, we practiced like grammar, like spelling, like everything about it. And then with the click of a button now, I could just have my whole essay like proofread in like literally a second. So, I mean, it probably for me, it makes time management a lot easier. If I can just like ask ChatGPT like a specific question that I can't really ask Google and I can get my answer way quicker, then it kind of just makes the product of work productivity like flow better for me personally.
What do you think, Karina? I mean, has it been different coming in your first year of college and now your senior year? You got your professor who says, yeah, absolutely, use AI to write your reflection paper.
I think for my case, it's just a matter of ignorance is bliss. I didn't know about AI, and it's like I was going the traditional way of just like compiling sources on my own. But then I guess like this class, I've definitely used ChatGPT like I think the most in my college lifetime.
But that's because I make AI part of the media law and the ethics conversation, right? I mean, after all, if we're going to figure out is it ethical or not to use someone else's material in order to train ALM and then to help us learn, I mean, this is where we got to go, right? I can't just say thou shalt not. Do you find that other professors have adapted to AI on campuses the way media law and ethics has done, or is that rarity right now?
No, because I know for my upcoming class, the AI policy is you cannot use AI unless it's like the spelling check type, and
Like Grammarly?
yeah. But even Grammarly now has some generative stuff that they don't want you to use, like sentence generation.
Oh, I've seen those actually.
Yeah.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. Well, getting back to the whole issue of copyright and AI, on the big picture, do you all think this is a plus? Is this a benefit for society? After all, right, the basis of copyright law was to incentivize creation so that possibly the creators could make money. But now AI can create the content. Now you and I, we have to be creative in how we use AI, right? I mean, if you go to Google, it can create this podcast, by just putting in material in there. Whereas I'd rather have this conversation. What do you think, Trey? Is it a benefit?
I think it's both, honestly. I think that AI is a benefit in the sense that it is a tool, but I think it should remain a tool. I don't think that AI should kind of like replace like somebody making music or somebody like making an infographic. Like I don't think it's just specifically like replace their like creativity and everything, but I do think that it could be used as like a tool to like inspire your creativity or take it further. Like in Adobe, I think it's Photoshop. You can now like use AI to like highlight a certain section of your photograph, and then you just type in like, "Give me a suitcase full of diamonds," and it'll just pop it right in, and it looks like really good.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a little helpful, but I also I think if it becomes anything more than just like people are using it as like a extension of like a tool or something, then I think that's the problem. But I don't necessarily like think it's kind of, I don't know. What do you think?
What do you think, Carina? You know, in class, I talked about how easy it is to create. There's this app called Suno, right? And all you got to do is just write in a prompt, and then it creates the music. And, you know, I told you about the prompt that we did in class. I said, create for me a song that is angry, hopeful, American rock, a little bit of more rock. And then this was the song, right? Now that's...
I genuinely listened to that on my own time.
Did you?
Yes.
I would too, honestly. It's pretty good.
Right? So that's... Let's listen to it a little bit. That's coming out of my computer. Now, that's AI, right? And then here is Post Malone. I had some help, right? I mean, it almost sounds, right? It has the same style, the same beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure Post Malone, it took him a long time to write that. I did it with a few strokes, Carina.
Yeah, I think that AI could be the counterculture we need to combat late-stage capitalism because it takes away the money aspect. Maybe it's we pursue ideas for the journey, not the destination. I think it's like with AI just speeding things up. Maybe it's that humans want to slow things down and individually on their own discover the pursuit of creation on their own time.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think people are doing that, Trey? I mean, it sounds great, and I think you're absolutely right for the time being, but yet it's also creating upheaval, right?
Mm.
It's both evolution and revolution at the same time. I can't imagine what the world will be like for my 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah. I mean, it would probably be a lot of AI in the classroom, if I had to guess.
Will there even be a classroom? Right?
Yeah,
I don't know if my job is going to be around in 5 years, Carina.
I think there will be a job for like face-to-face interaction, at least in lower grades, because isn't like skin-to-skin contact for mothers and babies like important in development?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really important.
So I don't think like skin-to-metal contact is going to replace skin-to-skin contact.
What do you think, Trey?
I honestly agree with that. I remember during COVID, the whole like the biggest thing that I remember was like kids in classrooms like having like mental health problems already because they couldn't interact with like their friends or like the teacher, like kind of like that skin to skin contact that like most people when you're very young like you need. I think that people will probably stop learning. Honestly, is the biggest thing because if I was in high school and ChatGPT came out, I would have used it like religiously. And like if my math professor probably asked me to like do a whole like problem or like worksheet, I'd probably just ask ChatGPT. If I had other stuff to do, like if I got work or like just don't want to do the work, I'd probably do it quicker. And I feel like in high school you have so much less of like self-discipline to be like, no, I actually need to learn it because it's like important for me to like learn it rather than just having someone else do it for me kind of. Because it kind of feels like you're just paying someone to do your work for you.
Yeah. Carina, you get the last word on this one.
I think that it's already happening that people aren't learning the fundamentals. Because I have a grad student from Elon, like a friend, who teaches currently in an elementary school, and she says her kids can't read or
Really?
write.
Really?
Yeah.
What grade is this?
I think I want to say 4th or 5th. I am actually not sure. I just know it's like elementary ed because we have a school of ed here.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the first podcast episode. Was it good? Was it fun?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah, honestly, I think we could go beyond 15 minutes.
Well,
Like,
Sure. We could do a whole hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've got like other students coming in. When you go out there, scare them.
Okay.
Tell them that this was really, really scary. Not fun. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. All right, everybody. Israel Balderas here, Beyond the First. Next time, we'll catch you on the other side.